YouTube, Ronan Kazi here, playing some Destiny 2. So I'm going to do my first instance in Destiny 2. Wasn't sure what to do, not sure where to go. And never been doing this. So number one, I played this a long time ago when it launched. And now that I've got back into it, it's kind of like I can't find my old characters and everything. And I don't really care as well either. It's okay. So I'm just starting from scratch here. And in other games, when you're in a group, it'll let you know on your screen there's no display. Maybe that's something I need to do in the settings. Again, I don't care. I'm going to figure it out.
Vanguard scouts report a fallen mining crew is about to touch down near your current position.
Yeah, there's that. So I don't mind a pistol. So some of the good things in here are pistol, and now my power weapon. Normally it's like your AoE. There's grenade launchers. I can have a sword. I'm probably one of those douchey people that wanted to play Melee Hunter back in original WoW, where I would melee things instead of using ranged. There was no skills really for melee. There was a couple of skills, but mainly it's a ranged class, ranged DPS class. I would do it as a melee DPS. I obviously didn't do that in raids or anything like that. They would have just booted me fast. But and I didn't really do it in instances, but when I played solo, that's what I did. So I kind of finally figure out that it's supposed to be over here somewhere, and those are my two mates that I'm supposed to be with. And like a douche, I am out here. Can't ride that. Yes, I've been lost for the last bit, and so now I'm finally heading into where I need to be. So far, I'm liking Destiny. I've just now gotten off the Russian. This is like the last thing where I got off the Russian peninsula, but I've been doing the Russia stuff, and it's been really good. I've liked the map so far. Everything's great. The combat's great. I don't get booted. That's great. I'm starting to get back in the swing of things. And some of the improvements they made in the game, while I haven't seen all of them, I'm kind of excited. So I'm finally in the instance. How's that for a fail? So, all right. So that's not no respawning period. That's, I can't res myself. When you're out in the real world, you can just res yourself. So I'm using the pistol. I'm pretty happy with pistol. I'm using my capabilities. Everyone in here is the same Void Walker class, it looks like. And I switched to the sword, and I absolutely love the sword. It is just spectacular. Now, it has a certain amount of charges, so I have 60 charges. And I'm looking for the ammo for this drop purple. So they're purple little boxes. For my secondary energy weapon, they're green boxes. But I love the sword. To me, it's super powerful. I would just play the whole game sword guy, but I can't. The other thing when you're in an instance, you just want to carry your own weight. You don't want to be a drag. And with any new game, right? So what I'm experiencing now is what the folks that come into the division, and they're not sure what to do. So some of the things I'm trying to do, I'm trying to play within myself. I'm trying to get at not just the lieutenants or the bosses. I'm trying not to get too far behind. I'm not trying to get lost in my menus. I'm just trying to be a good teammate.
Walking into a trap.
That's the gig. We carry the light where no one else can.
So you can see they give you some indicators. It's not as Care Bear where they give you the actual line and the path to go. I have a crappy secondary weapon It's like a charged weapon. Does more DPS, but it's, you know, when you're charging up, things move. So you got to keep your aim on them. And the sword just goes through. Very satisfying doing the sword, I have to say, for me. So far, so good. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm not a person. I will go on YouTube to see how to finish missions in solo play, right, if I can't figure it out. But it's hard for me to do that for group stuff unless we just keep getting wiped. I used to do it in those other games. Because there's some dumb mechanic. You have to step on this spot here. I don't know what supercharged means yet. Don't care yet. For those that know how to do this, you can see what a dumbass I am. So that's okay too, because I make videos on another channel about the Division 2. I know how to play that. So hopefully I'm giving everyone on that channel and everyone over here the idea that, you know, although I've even played this before and blah, 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 even people like me are newbies. That's important. And I think a lot of times it's not always so bad, but there's sometimes you'll be in some games where people are really critical because they think that your build's not to meta, and that you should only play the meta. And I don't know, this is probably the place I'm going to bring it up. I can't bring it up on my other channel, but what I'd say to you, there is personality profile things that you do. There's Briggs, I want to call it Briggs and Stratton, that's a long word. But Briggs and Myers is one of those. And I did another one, it's called, I'll have to look it up while we're talking. But I took that one, I've taken the Briggs and Myers. And what's interesting about those things, they're just a guide. You're answering a bunch of questions, and the questions are basically twofold. Number one of the questions is to find out what you are actually doing. But number two is it's a way for you to test your consistency in your answers. So if you don't have very consistent answers, that's why they ask you all those questions, to really nail it down so you can't kind of fool it when you're doing it. I did this in December sometime, I think. So, why do I bring that up? Because I kind of know what kind of person I am. And so, telling me to play the meta is just, I'm not ever going to play the meta. Because it's not that I think I'm smarter than the meta. I'm going to digress a little bit further. When I was in the Coast Guard, we'd have these survival trainings. There was a rash of crashes. So, I think a helicopter crashed into the seaside cliffs in Oregon, and then a surf boat went out of one of the inlets in Oregon, and it capsized, and everyone except the newest person died. And the last thing is a famous story about the Blackthorn. There's a Coast Guard cutter, buoy tender out of Tampa Bay. It was going out. A bigger ship was coming in. They collided. The bigger ship's anchor released, capsized the Blackthorn. So Blackthorn probably had 57 crew members on it. And one of the stories is someone that was just new to the ship was saying, hey, we're going the wrong way. We got to go down to get out. And one of the senior people in that thing said, you don't know what you're talking about. We're going to go up to get out. Now the boat was capsized, so going up is really going deeper into the hull of the ship. And so that one person survived, the story went, and the rest of the people perished, or how 54 of the 57 perished. You could look up the exact results. The whole thing is the Coast Guard would have these trainings to not have you get vapor locked into decision making, because what they showed was there's a string of small decisions that were made that led to a catastrophic failure. That's why I talked to you on the other channel about decision making and problem solving and asking why, and there's some other components to that. Okay, I'm finally in the part. So the first part of the story, we'll get back to problem solving. First part of the story, we're trying to find this boss. This boss killed 2 of this guy's buddies, and now before we leave Earth, we're gonna hunt this person down. I kind of think this is happening, but I'm like, they're not gonna let us kill that person, are they? But sure as heck they are. So we're killing some ads at first. Now, I'm out of juice. Look at my sword's out of juice, so I'm like, oh. Wasted it on all those other people. So I'm gonna have to be pistol guy again. And we're killing more ads. Use my super skill. One of the strategies I do when I'm a weapon-based person, I'll retreat a lot. If melee people are chasing you, it forces them to run in a line, and as they're running in a line, it makes it easier to shoot. It's all to help my crappy shooting. I can put down a healing. Other thing, every time I do this skill, I get 9 seconds where I heal myself. So the other thing I've told everyone is I like self-healing abilities where I damage someone and I get some health back. So that's one of the reasons I took this class. I think all the classes may have something like that, but I really, for whatever reason, I identified with this class. And there's the boss person. So I'm like, oh shit, right? Where's my ammo? What's nice, it tells my ammo situation up on the screen. I don't have to switch to the weapon to find out I have 0. I might switch to the weapon anyways because I'm an idiot. Again, I'm not trying to just focus on the boss. I'll do a couple shots on the boss. If I can sword, of course, I'm going to sword the shit out of the boss. This is that secondary gun where I got to charge and do it. But then I'll go back to ads. I'm realizing I'm not doing that much damage, so I try to get a little ad action. Hopefully I'm going to turn away here in a second. I can tell you, to be honest, I get vapor locked on that. But there I am off on the ads, like I should be. Trying to stay near my teammates. I've never done this before, so I'm trying to stay near them. I don't know where to look. And so when you're in a game, this is what new people are going through. They don't want to be coddled, but they also don't want to be denigrated because they don't know exactly how to play it. I'm an experienced player in a couple other games, but not in this game yet. So, what's going on? So, I know because of my personality, getting back to personality tests, I know because of my personality that I'm going to be more curious and want to invent things, let's say. And so I'm not an inventor. I'm not a technical person. I'll give you an example. I was in the Coast Guard. This is back in the 90s, and we had a Windows computer. We had a computer system that was black and green phosphorus monitor. It was a monochrome monitor, and that's what all of our stuff was on. We had a Windows computer. They didn't really know what to do with it yet. What I did, I was stationed at Ace Navigation Team Los Angeles, and I went out and took pictures of all the lights and made a database with a picture of what the light looked like. I wish I had that sword right now. There it goes. Yep, 13, 11. I can just play sword guy all the time. What's nice about the sword thing is it moves you forward too, so it's kind of where you can slice through people. Makes me think of Destiny Warriors. My kids used to play that. Anyways, so I made this database, and it wasn't what people expected, but I just did anyway. I didn't invent databases. I took an idea from the civilian world and applied it to the military world, and it was pretty good. So I'd like to do that. I have some other things like that. So not an inventor in that, look at me, I invent. No, I say more it's synergy, like I synergize things. I take something. I'm a big believer in things you do in your normal life, like go on the internet and YouTube to figure out how to do stuff, or what you should do in your work life if you don't have the answers. Company should provide the training, but that's another thing. So anyways, I've taken enough of these personnel things where I can figure out what's going to work for me. And so It's not that I don't believe the meta. It's just like the meta's always changing. Why can't I make something that's the new meta? There, I'm getting smoked by that guy. And so we're in Destiny. I don't know how to do everything. But I'm learning. Oh, crap. So, got away from everyone. They res me really quick. Makes you think about sometimes in that other game, people don't do it before you quit. So, try to get off the boss. And that was it. They finished it. So,
They can rest
my
easy now,
first
thanks to you.
Couldn't have done it
big
without you,
mission
Shaw.
instance
Don't sell
in
yourself
the
short. I see a spark in you,
Destiny
Guardian.
2
Make
world.
sure you keep it safe.
Hope you enjoyed
Don't let
it.
get to your head,
I'm
okay?
enjoying it.
This is only the beginning of
I
your
play
story.
on
Excellent
PC.
work.
I'd love to see
to the
people
tower.
on there or hit me up or go in the chat. We can try to, I don't know, maybe I suck. Maybe you don't want me in your group. So I don't know, but we'll see. But thanks for watching. Thanks for helping on the channel. Appreciate everyone. Have a great day.